Hey, happy Thursday. So I was not here yesterday. I was watching Kaylee play softball. So thank you for all of your kindness and support, for not hating me for missing out on a Wednesday and coming to see you on a Thursday. So let's see. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. So before I get started, as you know, every month I have a host code. I'm going to go ahead and put that right up here. T3NXBY63. Of course, any orders $50 or more get free gifts from me. And other than that, you can get free cards and card making supplies. So any orders under $150, you'll want to use that March host code. If you are spending $150 or more, talk to me about becoming a hobby demonstrator. It's the best deal in our catalog. You get free shipping, you get extra items for $99. And so it's just really a great opportunity. At $150, if you do not want to be a demonstrator, which you don't have to, but why not save money on future purchases, right? You can become a host, and our hostesses get lots of free products as well. And those start at the $150 level. So if you're going to spend $150 on any of these wonderful products, you would want to either host a party. Your order would qualify for host benefits without actually having people in your home or even sharing anything. Just your order alone could qualify for hostess products. Or again, for $99, you get $125 in free products, free shipping, and lots of great perks. So let's get started because I have a few items to share with you before we create a fun product and try to count. It really is a simple card, but you would never guess that this little stepped up card actually uses a handful of items. So I can't wait to share those with you. So before we get to that part, I'm going to switch the camera down and share some of my recent projects with you. So let me see if I can move this around for you. There we go. I'm actually going to put this a little bit further down. There we go. All right, so this is a card that we created at our monthly team meeting, because if you do become a demonstrator, you get lots of support for creativity from a variety of people. So we do have a monthly meeting and we create make and takes. We learn about the products, learn sales techniques if you so choose to do this as a business opportunity. And this is one of our mystery stamping. So I do the virtual version because one of my very good friends lives where I used to live in Gainesville, Florida. And she signed up from one of the parties that I had. And now I've signed up through her a couple years ago because I've been stamping for quite a long time. I'm crafty at heart. So this is our mystery stamping. And that was a very long around the bend way to say that I join our monthly meetings via Zoom. So we create mystery cards, and basically we get a list of ingredients as they may be, and we don't know what we're going to put them together and create until the day of that meeting. And so I created this fun card using some of our Enjoy the Journey paper and Best Journey stamps. So this is what that looks like pulled out. Let's see, I guess I have to pull this up just a little bit so you can see the whole thing. So I used a piece of DSP here from that Enjoy the Journey Designer Series paper. And that is it. You can add writing on the back. You could add another layer of white back here if this little one wasn't enough for you. I added some sea glass embellishments here. and the tree cut out for interest. So that was that card right there. And at this same meeting, I was very, very honored and privileged to share a really creative fun fold card that I actually used in one of my recent classes. This is a 2-for-1 card base, and essentially I have one whole sheet of paper here that gets cut and embossed. Kind of. I'm forgetting words tonight. What is wrong with me? Scored. We scored it. I called it embossing. So you score it, and then you've got fun DSP, and you can embellish that any way you'd like. So this is the paper that I'm going to feature this evening. This is our Irresistible Blooms designer series paper. I'm trying to see if I can get a good color angle here for you. There we go. And the reason I chose to use this tonight is because one of my most favorite colors is coming back, and it's called Pretty Peacock. Now, I loved this color so much that I do not have any paper left. I used up all of my paper before it retired, so I don't have any more. But what I do have is an ink pad in that color. So this is Pretty Peacock. Oh my goodness. On my computer screen, you cannot see the color that this really is. It's not this blue. It is more of a teal blue. Wow. Who knew lighting was this important? So I can't make it look the right color on my screen. It is darker than the walls in my house here in my craft room. And let's see, here is the last project that I will share. This is a note card that I created last week on my live with the envelopes. So I made an entire set for myself using our craft paper note card and envelope package. And it is completely filled. Now, it does seem to have a ribbon on it. If you can tell, it is tied up like a gift. And this is because one of my special announcements for tonight is that I'm going to be at 2 markets in the next couple of weeks. So on March 18th, I will be at the Westminster Christian Academy Spring Market. And then on April 1st, I will be at St. Barnabas Mom's Day Out fundraiser market. So their pop-up market that they're doing. So if you are available on the 18th or the 1st of April and you would like to come shop my products and you're local to the area, those are the 2 events that I will be set up and selling product directly from what I have. And these note cards are just one sample of a gift that I can customize for you to give to somebody else. So that is always something that I don't share as often as I probably should, that I can customize any gift or any card. I did have a friend this week request a card get sent for a birthday. So we worked that out. And so she will be getting a custom card mailed in her honor with her her sentiments and everything. So that is definitely something I can take off the plate for you. And you just have to tell me what you want and what you need it to say on the inside. I'll do that for you. So as I mentioned in the intro, I have a really easy card, but it looks like it's got like 3 products, but it really has a few extras. So I'm going to show it to you, and we're going to talk about how many items I used on this card, because sometimes you make an easy card and then you start like listing out everything, because that's what I do when I create classes. And I go, wow, there's really a lot of things in here. And I added something extra at the last minute because my daughter was in here telling me about softball stuff tonight. And one of her favorite products happened to go in her hand and she started playing with it. And I was like, ooh, I need to put that on a card tonight. So here we go. Going to put that camera back. So here is the card. It looks pretty simple, right? So let's talk about all the things I ended up using for this as we recreate it. So the first thing I'm going to start with is our DSP. So these pieces here are DSP, and I actually cut these flowers and these leaves out of DSP. So let me show you what this beautiful stuff looks like. It's called Hello Irresistible. It's got colors listed here: Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, again, one of my favorites, and Soft Seafoam. So here is that soft seafoam right here. Of course, this is one of our double-sided designer series papers. So lots and lots of fun when you get to choose, or as I call it, challenge to figure out what the heck do I want to use and which side do I want to use. So it's always a struggle for me when there's too many choices. First world problems, right? So these are all the fun pieces. We used this one tonight to cut our leaves. And we used this one tonight because I wanted some of the variegated colors for our flowers. And we're going to use this one. Well, this one was used for this card here. And this is the one we're going to use for tonight's card, the next one. All right, so designer series paper. I hope you're counting. This is product number 1. Product number 2 is cardstock, obviously, because you have to have cardstock to make a card. So let's work on that. So this is a gatefold. What that means is both of the outsides are going to fold in toward the middle. Sometimes people will do like a belly band to embellish the front of this. I chose to just adhere a 3.5-inch square to the front of mine. And if you are watching this on replay, this is a 5.5 by 8.5. And you score it at 2 1/8 from each end. And then you fold it towards the middle. And then your 2-inch by 5 1/4 is going to fit right on here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these added on. I really, really love these tall flowers. I thought they would be fun poking out behind our extra paper there. And I am just using some simple Stampin' Seal to put this on. I'm not trying to be too obsessive over it, but I do kind of want it to line up and have some white space all around. So there is that piece right there. Okay. So that was DSP and cardstock so far. All right, so I'm going to move my card base. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside, and then I'll move it out of the way. So this is just a little leftover piece. It's about 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4, which is the inside measurement of our card here. And you do want to get it inside the scored section in order for those pieces to continue to fold over it, or you could always cut it a smidge smaller, but that works. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. We're at two products so far, 3 products if you count this. Okay, cardstock. New stamp. This is our hand-drawn dots in our mini for the spring. And I have been jonesing to use this one and have not had a great opportunity. So we're going to use it tonight. Now I did have to put this one together, and this is our Stamparatus. So 2, 3, 4 items so far. Again, this is not every card, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of count and see how ungodly it could get if you were just willy-nilly putting everything on a card. And that's what I did tonight, even though it doesn't look like it. So I am using number 5, I think. I should have brought a whiteboard and a tally mark out here. So I'm going to ink this up, and you can see on my paper that there's a spot from where I made the first card. And I am just going to simply place this right inside that space. And then I'm going to fold this over. It does come with magnets. I don't really need the magnets today. I am pushing down just to make sure that I get the whole thing. Sometimes I'll use one of my microfiber cloths to make sure that I have gotten the entire stamp stamped onto the paper. This can be tricky with these larger stamps. You want to make sure that you've given enough even pressure. And there is our card under here. Voila, our hand-drawn dots. Isn't that adorable? I love it. And it's in my favorite color, Pretty Peacock. All right. Whew, I have a mess up here today. Okay. I really should have had a tally mark because I have lost count already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we include our ink. 7 if we include a bone folder. And the next thing I'm going to do is show you 8 and 9. So 8 is this fabulous crinkle ribbon. Now it is white, but I thought white was kind of boring. So I took one of the dark petal pink blends, and I created a petal pink to match the flowers in our paper. Where did that color come from? It came directly from the designer series paper, because Stampin' Up! Tells us what colors they use on these. Now this is, I guess, product number 10. Not necessary. You could use a scratch piece of paper or a piece of wax paper or something to protect your table. This is our silicone mat. I absolutely love this. It helps protect my table from getting all kinds of crud all over it. I am simply coloring my ribbon with the blend, okay? So I started on this end. I'm gonna let it dry for just a quick second. And then what I'll do is I take the thick end and I just kind of hold it under and I pull my ribbon. And then I just kind of keep going back and forth to make sure I get the whole ribbon colored. I think I went over it on both sides just to get that deeper color so that you could really, really see it. Because otherwise it just kind of looks like a skin tone, almost see-through ribbon, which is fun. But I wanted you to be able to see that there was a color on the ribbon itself. So I did color just both sides, but I didn't go as persnickety with the second side. Just a little extra color on here. There we go. So there is our petal pink. So I think we're up to 10. 10, and this is, you know, after years of collecting a million things. So do not feel intimidated. We can share an easy way to do this, but I do often put out some super simple cards, so I thought I would do a little bit of a stepped up card this time. So we're at 10 products. We're gonna tie this ribbon on here, and we are gonna tie it in a bow. Just get this out of my way. There we go. Obviously, I can't talk and tie a bow at the same time. And I just cut my fingernails, so I can't reach anything either. All right, here we go. So here's our bow. I am going to slide it a little bit to the side, and then I'm going to fiddle with it just a tiny bit, and then I will trim the tails at a diagonal. So do that. All right. 11. I feel like the count from Sesame Street. Ha ha ha. 11 products so far. All right, so next we would be using number 12, which is our absolutely fabulous Boho Blue Mini, and some dies. So that'll be number 13. And let's see, I'm going to share. We're going to do a large flower and a small flower. And I'm doing some different color variations. If you can see, one has a little bit more of that petal pink. The other has a little more of the daffodil yellow. And I've got a little bit of washi tape. We're not going to count that because that's a personal product that I just use to make sure I don't mess up my cutting here. So we're still at 13, but we will count the dies because that's number 14. And I like to find a little element in the stamp or the image. So I'm using this little bump right here, and then I line up that same bump on the die cut so that I can hopefully get as close to what the artists are intending when they create these. Okay. Move that out of the way. All right, so I've made my sandwich with my base, my cutting plates, and the die cuts in there. Just rolling this through. And if you recall, this little guy folds up, and I do believe he will be coming out in May with our brand new catalog. Oh, you know what? I put it away, but I can't put it away yet because I need it one more time for our sentiment. So I have my 2 flowers cut out. And to save time, I went ahead and cut out a few leaves ahead of time. And the next thing I'm going to do is use a stamp. So I believe that'll be product number 15. And this stamp is, well, I took it from the Something Fancy. I could have used this one, but I liked this little hexagon, so I'm going to use that. So I used this thank you in the Something Fancy dies and Something Fancy sentiments, but I could have used the Irresistible Blooms and saved us one item, I guess. I would have just swapped one out, really, because we're not using the stamp set over there. So either way, we're still at 15, 16, 16, because it's a different stamp set or die cut set. So I'm going to use my block, which would be number 17. And now we will die cut this sentiment. Oh, Lord. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there and tape it down. Make that last sandwich. Let's see. easier to open when you use two hands, just in case you were curious. Okay, now I can fold it and put it kind of away. There we go. So there's our sentiment. I think we said 17 or 18. And I just want to make sure this gets back in here so I don't lose it, because some days I am a hot mess, just in case y'all didn't already know that. All right, out of the way, out of the way. One more item out of the way. All right, so now we get to put it all together. So again, here's that demo card. I think we said we were at 18. So I'm going to add this with dimensionals, but only on this left side. So that would be number 19. I like to put one that kind of adheres that ribbon just so it doesn't slide around while I am putting flowers and sentiments on there. And then I'm just going to close this, and I want to line this up so that it is centered as much as possible on my garden fold. So that makes a fun fold there. And now we can add our flowers. Okay. So I did put a little bit of adhesive across the center of the large flower, and I'm going to put this one closest to the bow. Again, if you've been around for a while, you know that there are no card police, and you can really do what you would like with these. I am going to put the rest of these on dimensionals to make them nice and prominent on the card. I enjoy making thank you cards. I like to send them out to my customers. I like to give them to coworkers when somebody has done something fabulous, or teachers that made somebody feel great. I need to move this one down because it poked out just a little bit. I don't want that to be visible. So I'm going to go ahead and add this triple here to my largest bloom. I want it to stick out a little bit behind, so I'm going to lift this up just so that looks like it's coming from behind that flower. Okay. Next, I'm going to put my other flower on. And I like it a little bit at a diagonal here. And then I'm going to add the rest of my leaves. I think I'm going to put this one over here. And I'm going to move that ribbon so it's over the top. There we go. The only thing you have to be concerned about is making sure you don't have anything sticking off of your edges. Otherwise, your card is not going to fit in the envelope. So you want to make sure that you do it justice and keep it all on the inside. All right, so I have these two. I'm going to make sure that this layer is laying over here where it is up on those dimensionals already. Okay, so I think we were at 18 products used on this card. It's probably going to scare somebody off instead of making y'all excited like it does me. I couldn't believe it when I was thinking about it. I want to trim this just a tiny bit if my fingers would work. There we go. Okay. So now here's my daughter's favorite product. It is called Wink of Stella, and it is this shimmery stuff. And I decided to use it on the flowers. So this is 19. So I'm just adding that shimmer all over these flowers. Making sure not to get it elsewhere. Not that it matters, but I really want to keep it just on these flowers. And I'll come up here and do the yellow. Trying to make sure I'm in the camera here. You do have to squeeze it every now and again to kind of get it to come out. And you have to be careful. If you squeeze it too hard, you'll get a little bit of a blotch. And it's a heavier amount of sparkle. And I don't know how I know that. Just kidding. All right. So we're at 19. And one last item. Number 20 are flat adhesive backed pearls, because these have become my absolute favorite. Oh, and 21, because I, of course, like to use my take a pick tool to put these things on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I have decided, since I spread this out just a little bit further than the first card, I'm going to put some down here. And let's see, I usually do things in triples, so I've got to make it happen. So I'm going to add one to the teal part, the pretty peacock up here. So here is tonight's card. I will try to take a good photograph of this and see if I can get the pretty peacock color to really show. So I think we used 21 products, including our take a pick tool, for this really simple card. Now, could this have been done with just stamps and ink? Probably. And I might do a replica of it to just show you stamps, ink, and paper. And that's what we call our simple stamping. Ooh. So Karin, Wink of Stella is, it's a glitter, but it's a super fine shimmery glitter. And I do believe it's got, I want to say it's got like some sort of alcohol in it, because it dries very quickly. Otherwise, I would probably put it around my eyes, but I don't recommend that, because, I mean, you could just go to Ulta or Sephora and get sparkly stuff for your eyes that's safe. But this is awesome on cards. And it's my daughter's favorite thing. Like, if I could give her one every week to do something with, she would. I had to stop her from using them all up every time she used them, because everything had Wink of Stella for a period of time. But she has not been stamping with me a whole lot lately. So that's why I still had some Wink of Stella. Does it shed like the, oh no, it is not bad like old glitter would have. It's very, very fine. So even if it does come off, so this is the first one I did it on. You do get a tiny little bit of sparkle. Let's see if you can see that. But it doesn't like stay. Well, I thought you could see it, but there we go. My camera is like, what am I focusing on, lady? Because, you know, it has a mind of its own. So very, very super fine. I don't even know how to describe it, but you won't find Wink of Stella like all over the place. Like, it doesn't make a mess on my table like other items do, including like heat embossing powder. Like, this is not even as messy as that when it comes down to shedding and that kind of stuff. All right. So my challenge is going to be to recreate something similar with just stamps and ink and paper. So that's what I'll work on for you next. And I will share a photo if I can make that happen and I like the results. So let's come over here. There. That's it. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing this paper. Ooh, here you can kind of see that it's a little bit darker than my walls. Oh my goodness. Some things are just really amusing to me. Sorry. All right. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for joining me on a night that was not Wednesday. Thank you, Karin. You'll have to get some Wink of Stella on your next order, or you might attend a class with Miss Jennifer and borrow one of hers to see if you like it. See if it sheds more than you are comfortable with. But it's pretty good. I love it. It's fun stuff. Fun, fun, fun. And that's it. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. It is Friday Eve at my house. So we're going to just kind of take it easy and go to bed and do it all over again tomorrow. So y'all have a great weekend. Well, this is a first. I apparently did not end the broadcast. So, whoop, whoop, here we go.